Do I got one for you? Did you know they did the math? Did you hear this about being a human being? They did the math. It's 1 in 400 million. That's the possibility of you being a human, right? What does that even mean? I got news for everybody out there, right? First off, I don't even know who has even seen a million of anything. Maybe like a million grains of sand. Maybe we can understand what that is. But most of us have never seen $1 million, let alone 400 million, let alone 4 billion, whatever the number is. It's crazy. I'll tell you something. Here you go. Here's one for you. You are not unique. There is nothing unique about you. And you're just another animal on this planet. Did you ever think of it that way? That's the key right there. Because you actually legitimizing that 1 400 million, whatever, crazy math, that means everybody's unique. Like very unique. But they're not. You are very simple. You're just here. You do what you do. You want to be the best at something, then you do it. Right? Everybody's the same. Nobody's unique. We're all the same. There's people that have disabilities. There's people that are just naturally whatever for certain things. There's people that are tall. There's people that are short. These are things that are just naturally there. But to give yourself this giant uniqueness, then you start ballooning that into, what you balloon that into? Oh, well, these people must be more special than I am. Is that what you think? Because I don't think that way. I think these people are just, well, we're going to call them, ahead of the curve on certain things, right? Forward thinking. I'm forward thinking on a lot of stuff. And then, for instance, my wife says, she's like, man, you thought about that 2 or 3 years ago. I'm like, yeah, tell me about it. But I didn't act upon the thought. People are crazy enough to act upon the thought, and that's why we have things like Microsoft. That's why we have things like Tesla. It just is what it is. You have Samsung right now dumping all their money into, R&D to make Samsung a number one company like Apple. It's just what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They came out with a cheap product, and now they're coming out with cheap products that they're marketing that are $1,000 a piece. But hey, it works. It works. They took a leap into, divisions of stuff that all of us just thought would be a good idea. We didn't take the action. So they're not nobody's super unique where they're going to do something that you can't do. And I think that's the weird message that's behind that. When these motivational speakers say that, they're like, I'm unique. You're not. I'm special. You're not. It's a hidden message in there, in their condescending tone that they have at everybody. Their stuck up nose, and they've kind of been bred to be that way. They've been, given opportunities that you and I had to claw and scratch to even have a chance at the opportunity, but they happen to have family. They happen to have other people that put the opportunities in front of them because they understand. We may not have had the families that understood, or were so singular in their thoughts, or were so behind the times, or selfish. As so many of our family members and friends are selfish. They only care about their problems, not the solutions to problems. So when you have solution makers around you, it's like The Rock says, I wanted to be a football player and my dream was killed. And he goes on and on. The Rock had an uncle that was in WWF when WWF was still a circus show coming out of the carnival. Hey, uncle, can I come be one of the Samoa Warriors? Sure, why not? Open the door. Ta-da! And those are the things. There wasn't hard work and dedication. He was an athlete already. The switch over was just doing gymnastics on top of it. There you go. Let's put the story together. So we talk about that with everybody. So that whole 400 million to 1, I don't even understand the math, and I'm really good with numbers. I can't wrap my head around that math. I wouldn't expect any of you to either. But don't take that and think that these people are unique. Don't think that I'm unique, because I'm not. I'm not unique in anything. I am just focused on the things that I am the best at. So I'll give you a little bit of a layout. I am 6'4". I am 270 pounds. I am very strong. So what do? Oh, I'm also I might say this. I do have a pretty high IQ. I mean, at the time that SATs were out at 1600 level, I think that was when we were taking them. It was a 1600 level right before the essays came out. Is when I went to high school. And, when you get a 1380 on the SATs, apparently you're intelligent. Who knew? I didn't get that. I didn't get great grades in high school. I just did the bare minimum to get by, But if you play to your strengths, my strengths said I should have been a tight end for the New York Giants or the Philadelphia Eagles or the Cowboys. That's what I should have been doing, playing professional football. But nobody plays to your strengths. Not when you have people that constantly play against your strengths, constantly tell you. And this is another reason why I have struggled with this one. So that 400 million to 1. So you went to school and you were good at math, right? Did you ever get praised for that? No. You were horrible at English. And what do? They just concentrated so much on the English instead of saying to themselves, this guy or girl is just great at math. They'll go work for NASA. I mean, I don't know what NASA does, but I know it's mathematics. So why don't we just concentrate on the math, get them very, very, very proficient and very advanced in mathematics, do whatever we can just to keep them up to par in English, and we'll have a mathematical genius. Duh. So play to your strengths. This whole back and forth, you're unique. You're not unique. You have strengths and you have weaknesses, and you play to them. Don't do the mental mind fuck that's 400 million to 1. What the fuck does that even mean? I mean, really? Why would you even tell anybody that? Some scientists figure this out. Well, I mean, what did he do? I mean, that's a lot of hypothesis. If you know anything about mathematicals, it's just hypothesis. You have to take this and that and the next thing and the next thing and the population, this, that, and the next. And it's really all over the place. So it's not even an exact. It's a hypothesis, which means it's a guess. That's all that means. So yes, and yes. Play to your strengths. Nobody's unique. If you're not unique, nobody else is unique. Nobody else is able to achieve more than you. Nobody else is able to do things that you're not able to do. Just remember that when you're going forward and you're doing anything in business, walk and talk like you are somebody. Have the confidence that it takes. And stop thinking less of yourself. You have what you have. Don't curse what you have because it's all you have. Don't want to be something that you're not. Because guess what? You are who you are. Can't change who you are. But anyway, stay frosty. Just remember, there's more to messages and more to the way psychologically that affects you and the way that you view other people. And that's why those messages come out. Just really hold on to things and just come to me and we'll get through this together. Get you to the next step and try to undo some of the mind-bending work they did.